everyone, and welcome to another episode of Melissa's Table Talk. And today we are very honored to have Fiona here. So Fiona is Miss Top of the World Plus Size 2016, and she won another title for Singapore. Woohoo! So we are going to talk about body confidence and everything else, which I'm really happy I can finally do that after last week's. So first of all, Fiona, thank you for coming down today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit more about Miss Top of the World and why did you decide to join it in the first place?
So Miss Top of the World actually has always been a mainstream beauty pageant, but the lady who actually created this title, she decided to have a plus size version this year, and it's actually the very first one that she's done, and I think it's the first in the whole of Europe and Asia as well.
Oh.
So I was the only Asian participant, which was very proud to win the title.
Only Asian and you won it! Woohoo!
It is kind of controversial because I really didn't expect that, and you know, people usually don't expect Asian girls to be plus size. So
Really?
that's something that's very new to, I think, a lot of people who did not realize that, you know, plus size Asian women are also very beautiful.
Yes, plus size women of any race is beautiful or are beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah. So a little bit more like why did you decide to join the competition in the first place?
A few years ago, I actually had a local plus size magazine that interviewed me, and at that time, I remember saying that no matter what size you are, like small or big or plus size or petite, I really hope that there is one way that I can impact ladies or women, whether it's in Singapore or around the world as well, to positively change their mindset and give them more confidence as well. Because I always felt like, I think my friends have always told me like I'm a pretty confident person,
Yeah.
but I just think that like, you know, what is it that I can do to also spread that confidence as well. So when this chance kind of came along and someone asked me for the audition and to attend the audition and everything, I really hope that this was my chance to make an impact.
Yeah. So I really am thankful that you did join and you did win, because I'm sure you have really impacted a lot of women out there. So but could you tell us, like, after winning the title, what kind of response have you been receiving, and were there anything that has it opened doors for you?
Yeah, I think it has opened a lot of doors. One is I met her, so now I'll be on Wellness Insider. So second thing is I think a lot of ladies have actually went to search for my Facebook account, and so that was a surprising thing for me, and they actually gave a lot of positive feedback. You know, I may not know them, but hearing that because they read my story on the newspaper, that gave them some sort of like light and confidence, and even, you know, not only plus size women, like just mainstream, anybody who is like just a lady or a woman. So I felt that, you know, if my story can actually make someone's day, like, and help them to be more positive today, then that's something that I felt has already been done, like even if it's something really small. So I hope that this can continue, and I'm also looking at writing a book to share my story more in depth, because what I kind of share on news, it's actually still tip of the iceberg, like, but there's so much more that I went through, and you know, how I felt and how I think that, you know, more people can also benefit from it. Yeah.
So okay, we're gonna go into a few more sensitive questions right now.
Yeah.
So have you always been plus size?
Yes, so story started when I was 8. I had chicken pox, and after my grandma was the one who was looking after me, so she's always fed me very well. And
Don't we love grandmothers? That's
yes,
what they do. Eat,
good food.
eat more. You look hungry. Eat more.
And she's like, no, you poor thing. So after you got chicken pox, cannot eat a lot of things. So now it's time to eat, okay? So and you know, the old people, they just say like, okay, don't waste food and stuff like that. So I listen, and also I think it's also a lot to do with genetics, because me, my mom, my dad, my brothers, we do spend a lifetime trying to be healthier, and yeah, some of them has lost weight, but weight loss isn't really something that I'm trying to advocate all the time. There are good sides to it and bad sides to it. I think that most importantly is to be healthy, to stay healthy. Yeah. So if you have a medical issue that you need to resolve and you need to lose weight because of that, then okay, that's reasonable. Then maybe you should think about it. But for me, yeah, I think that I really feel comfortable the way I am. So I've never really had this, I had struggles in the past. Yes, I admit that. But now I'm just like so happy to be myself. Yeah.
So, but I'm sure being plus size, right, you probably have gotten a lot of flack. Probably, I'm not sure, a lot of rude remarks made to you or stuff like that. Could you share your experience and how did you overcome all these experiences?
Growing up, definitely, I think in school, whether you're skinny or you're plus size or anything, like people do always have a comment. And I think especially when you go to family gatherings, it's very local way of saying like, oh, like, hey, looks like you put on weight already, or looks like you lost weight. It's like if you're skinny, they'll be like, hey, you're losing too much weight. If you're a plus size, they'll be like, hey, you put on too much weight. So it's just a comment. And I think that through the years, I've kind of learned how to take it like lighter, because I realized that it's not. Sometimes some people are truly concerned, and you should thank people who are really like concerned for your health. But you know yourself better. So if you actually think that,
if you think
if you actually think that that you are comfortable being yourself, then you can just share with that person that you are really in a comfortable state and you don't see any issues having to change yourself. And I think if you're confident with that, people will respect you.
But I'm sure there was a process, because personally, and I've shared this last week as well, I've also gone through that whole process where first you're very uncomfortable with yourself. You are probably going to try out every single diet that's out there, before you finally realize that it's better to just be healthy and instead of conforming to what other people think is healthy. But throughout that whole struggle, can you name a little bit like what did you go through? And I'm sure a lot of people can probably and relate to that as well.
So I think the harshest thing for me to take is that, because I'm pretty much a social butterfly, I talk a lot, I make friends with anybody. Hardest thing for me to take was when I go up in a group of friends, and then we meet new people, and then people will just be like, think I'm transparent, and then just totally bypass me and talk to my girlfriend instead, because my girlfriend is the skinny one or the slimmer one. And I think that really hurt growing up, because especially when you're a teenager, it's like you want to be liked, right? You want people to know who you are and stuff like that. So that was one of the hardest things for me. Also, my dad, he's someone who lost a lot of weight, like I think in his 20s. So genetically, to begin with, we do have to kind of like watch ourselves further if we want to be like really slim. So after he lost that amount of weight, he kind of like felt that it's a lot healthier, therefore everybody must listen to what he has to say. And to kind of restrict us for, I would say, something he thought was good, which is a good thing, but he used some really harsh methods to kind of imply those. So for example, he would make me run on a treadmill for an hour daily, but if I don't do it, then I get corporal punishment.
Like what?
So I have to kneel on the staircase for the whole night until he goes to sleep. Then my mom will like deactivate the burglar alarm so I can go to bed. So that was one of the very big impactful things in my life. But nonetheless, I thank him for making me a very strong person.
I see. So you are obviously a very positive person, because you could have gone the other way and be very resentful to what your father did to you, right? So are you naturally a very positive person? Although I feel that she's naturally a positive person.
I try to be. Obviously there are times when like I cry, I had my blanket when I was a kid and stuff like that. But I think winning this award is not just about having personally developed myself and being comfortable with myself, but also having my dad push me that much and that far. That is something that yeah, it's one of the things that made me feel so proud of myself, because I always seem to have this subconscious thing that I'm actually trying to prove to him, not prove to the world, but more like prove to my dad that, you know, being plus size is not a crime.
Yep.
Like being plus size is like same as anybody else. So when someone actually doubts me that way, I try to push it even further. So I even one more example I would quote is OBS, Outward Bound School. So you know, if you're in secondary school, sometimes you get sent to Outward Bound School, right? So mine was the outdoor one, the outdoor camping one. So my teachers, my PE teachers didn't approve for me to go. So
Why?
in my school, right, only leaders can go. So I was a prefect and I was a leader in a lot of CCAs.
Yeah.
But because of me being plus size and overweight, or over the whatever usual weight that they think it is, they actually didn't allow me to go.
I thought because you are that, all the more they will allow you
Should
to
be
go.
more physical, right?
Yeah.
But
Logic.
they felt that I would be a burden to, yeah,
No.
to the other campers. So being me, I was like, no, that is totally crap.
Exactly.
So
That is crap.
I challenged that and I said, like, test me anything you need to test me. I show you if I pass, I'm going.
Yeah.
And so they did.
In fact, I went through OBS, but I didn't go through in secondary school. I went in university, and you would think that the guys, having just come out from NS, they would be fit. And I went for the 9A, like outdoor, you know, so it was what they call the LandX CX. You know, had to carry our kayaks and all that jazz.
Yes.
And one of the girls was like slim, fit. She was a kayak, don't know, 3-star certification, those kind of things. But she fell ill during our expedition. And so, I mean, the whole basis throughout this whole thing was we came to a conclusion. All our preconceptions of how fit people are were just thrown out. Because she fell sick, right? She had to rely on the rest of us, or even her partner, her kayaking partner was not sporty. Total opposite. You could call her a nerd.
Okay.
Yeah, but she had to rely on her because she fell ill. And so she tried to kayak, but in the end it was this nerd who doesn't exercise, you know, was the one who was doing the kayaking. Doing not only kayaking for herself, but 2 people's weight. That is a lot.
Yeah, that's true. Especially when you do like 10-15 kilometers or 20
Yeah,
kicks.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then a lot of us as well, like for myself, I didn't expect myself to really survive through the whole thing. I'm not a sporty person, as you can see. But I enjoyed the whole full process. We helped out a lot of the guys because, yeah, the strong ones, for whatever reason, I think it was fate, they fell ill. They actually fell ill during the whole process, and we, the so-called weaker ones, were the ones who had to prove to ourselves, as well as just have the whole team spirit. So yeah, I'm talking or rambling a lot, but my point is just like what you said. It doesn't matter what size you are, you know, it's a preconception.
And you also asked me how I kind of overcome these challenges, right? So
Yeah.
I think a lot of times in situations like I mentioned, like when I felt that I was being bypassed and, you know, people don't notice me or don't feel like they want to notice me, that's when I come up on top and try to be even more positive and more bubbly, because that's something like, if people can't like me on the outside, then what's stopping them from liking me from inside? So it's a lot about personality, and I think that most of my friends, existing friends, would probably say that, yeah, they probably like me because of my personality. And on top of that, I do believe a lot about grooming, so I do take care a lot about myself on the outside, even though I'm not someone who's like a role model of fitness or exercise. But I think that looking groomed, like when you step out of your house, it does make people look at you differently. They'll be like, this person puts effort into herself, like, you know, then they notice you. So that's also one thing that I think I could really share with a lot of people.
Is that why you came up with Misfit, which is the makeup beauty thing?
Yeah, so I do makeovers, fashion styling, and makeup as well. So yeah, I felt that Misfit actually is mainly the initials of my name.
Yes,
Fiona Tan.
I figured that out, and it's a very nice pun on the whole play of everything.
But also on the other end, on the other hand, actually, I do want to also emphasize that I can make different things and different outlooks fit you the way you are, like by not changing your personality, because it's you should always be proud of who you are.
Yeah.
But we enhance different parts of you. That's right.
So today's makeup is sponsored by our dear Misfit here. If you've checked my previous episodes, I'm not so made up. So we have to thank Fiona for today doing my makeup. And if you like what you see, you can always contact her later. We will write down the details, or we will verbally say the details on how you can contact her for her makeup and makeover. And yeah, besides making up and makeover, you also believe very strongly about empowering women, right?
Yes, definitely.
So can you tell us a little bit more, like what are you doing in right now to empower women?
So mostly when I do the makeovers, I don't only just like do it on the outside. I actually do talk to the ladies, like my customers, or can be ladies, can be guys.
Oh, you do male makeup as well?
Not makeup, but more like styling. So if they want to change like their
okay,
outlook
okay.
and things like that, then yes.
Makeover, guys, makeover. Some of you do need help. Yeah, I'm sorry, it's like although I'm a proponent for body image and body positivity, I agree with you that there is this fine line between not caring and just being well groomed. And of course you can take it to the extremes, but the fact of the matter is we are very visual creatures, which is why you don't see me dressing in like flip-flops on Melissa's Tabletop Talk. I try to dress well. It's because it's an image, right? So guys, yes, some of you are lazy, but you do need to take care of yourself.
I think sometimes, maybe in Singapore, guys are not so educated in that sense. But if you live in some other countries, then it really depends on the culture as well. Yeah.
I also think it's about how judgmental we are. I mean, we talked about this offline about how we are constantly judged, and the way in Singapore we judge people are a bit different, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, do you mind repeating a little bit about that for our audience?
Which part did you want to highlight?
About how when they just see you, say for example, they see you for your size, right? And then what are the judgmental things that they would say?
Oh, I think people tend to term plus size people as like lazy, not hardworking, and they think like we work slower or like move slower and things like that. Not true, totally not true. It's like sometimes I think I'm more efficient than some people I've met.
Yeah.
So no, we're not shaming anyone, but it's just it doesn't mean that we have less efficiency or anything like that. In fact, I think that we are different, and everybody has different strengths and weaknesses. So it's just about knowing your strengths, highlighting your strengths, and fully utilizing them, and showing people what you can do to bring to more people and how you can contribute, whether it's in a company or in a group or in the society or even in volunteering as well.
Yeah. So what other projects are you working on?
Besides my beauty and fashion business, I also volunteer for a non-profit talk which I manage. It's known as Passion Unleashed. We're also rebranding into the journey instead.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it actually runs on every third Tuesday of the month in the evening, and we have usually two speakers who are from different industries, who are passionate from where they came from, how they started being from their industry to someone who's successful, or someone who has a strong belief, even like myself. So for me, I've always been plus size and had a strong belief on how I should contribute. So I got to where I am. And I will also be sharing my story in March or April.
Oh, okay.
But
I was about to ask you actually, when are you going to be one of the speakers? And would it be a conflict of interest since you are the one who are finding all the speakers?
Not really, because actually this was a suggestion from the volunteer team. So this whole platform actually is made of volunteers. They are also business owners and employees themselves who have full-time jobs out there, and they have dedicated their time to running this platform. And even the speakers are also volunteered as well. We've had even Sharon Au, Adrian Pang,
Hossein Leong.
yeah, Irene
Very
but
young.
got to where they are today because they stuck with their passion and they believed in themselves.
Yeah, and we were catching up before this, right? And we realized that we have so many mutual friends, including the founder of Passion Unleashed.
Yeah, his name is Sun Lu. He's also my life coach and my mentor. Very grateful for his help.
Yeah.
So that's how I got to know about Passion Unleashed. So stay tuned to, if you want to check it out, just go to the website, pu.sg, and you can sign up and entry is free. So check that out.
Yeah, so okay, to sum things up, right, what do you think is body confidence or body positivity?
I think body confidence is about being beautiful not only on the outside but also inside. Like small things that really add up and make a difference. For example, I think grooming myself like every day, like stepping out of my house looking beautiful and putting that effort to make myself feel better, that actually contributes to my confidence.
Yeah.
And I think like it's not about my size or my weight, but it's about how much effort I put into myself. So I think that people who actually do groom themselves, people do notice them differently because they realize that they put in effort to actually, make themselves, look more neat and kempt.
Yeah. So as we have said before, there is a very fine line between, being groomed as well as being pure lazy. So yeah, we are very visual people, and yes, so I hate to say this, but yeah, just be groomed. We're not looking for sloppy people. Yeah. So anyway, if you want to catch Fiona live in person, she'll be one of our speakers this Saturday on the 17th of December. And you can check it out about our fun and flirty Christmas party. You can go to thewellnessinsider.sg to find out more details. And how can they contact you then if they want to make over?
So if they want, they can email me at fiona.misfit@gmail.com. It's MISSFIT. Or you can also follow me on Instagram, miss.fi.t.
Alright, so thank you Fiona for coming down today for this interview. And yeah, stay tuned next week for our next episode of Melissa's Table Talk. Same time, same channel. See you next week. Bye.